Okay, one must mind a manners today on this fine day. We have our marvelous gentleman with us today. Joining us for a spot of tea is Sir N. Spencer, Skylar Kennett of the Gentlemen's.
Hi, you can just call me Ice.
And also is Ridiculous,
Hello, and you can call me Real.
and we have Crime Magician.
Hey guys, it's Trap Magician here. You guys, you can just call me Crown.
Okay. For ladies and gentlemen watching, if one has a question, you may raise them at a suitable moment and they may be passed on to the gentlemen's. Settle down, gentlemen. So, tea is served, milk and cream is there, the sugar can be requested from my servants. So, sir, what's the story behind the gentlemen's?
Yeah, the Gents started basically back when, during beta. Our founder, Captain Roy, was really into steampunk and found a video on YouTube one day of someone playing the beta. And the streamer offered his or her viewers a chance for some beta keys, and Roy was one of the lucky ones to get one. So at the time, he didn't have many online friends, but because, you know, Icarus has such a great in-game community, he was able to find a group of people that he enjoyed playing the game with. So they created a group of people, they played together, and started to become better players. So, like I said before, this was before clans, or this was before clans were...
Before the clan tags was a feature
right.
of the Guns of Icarus.
Before even clans were even thought of in the game, they decided, you know, hey, you know, we're a group of play people, we like playing together, why don't we, you know, call ourselves, I think they were calling them Captain Roy's Crew of Extraordinary Gentlemen at the time. And it was just Captain Roy and his crew. They didn't have a team, you know, there was no second ship, no co-pilot or anything. And so they played together as this Captain Roy's Crew of Extraordinary Gentlemen, just for, you know, S's and G's. And so to go move on a little further, Roy and his crew were doing really well, and they met a guy by the name of Morby. And
Yes.
and they wanted to, you know, they liked playing together, so Morby became the second pilot and created another team, or you know, created a full, you know, two-ship team. And as they were playing together, they never. Roy says that they never lost. They got up. Excuse me. On that day in particular, up to 108 wins in a row. And it made Captain Roy the most dangerous bounty of the season. And so with that success, Morby and Roy decided to create an official clan that held to, you know, the old-time standards of being gentlemanly, you know, being polite, kind, and yeah, everything that the Gents today stand true to and represent. And they shortened the name down to the Gentleman, and it stuck, and we've been the Gentleman ever since.
Yeah.
So that's
I just learned something.
Yeah. So it started with Captain Roy forming a crew of extraordinary gentlemen. So in the history of Guns of Icarus Online, the gentleman is an OD clan.
right.
What's the story? Did the gentlemen take part in any competitions?
Yeah, they earlier they did. We've been in a number of competitions since the creation of Guns of Icarus. For example, COGS, Leviathan, Aerodome, Sunday Rumble, and now recently the Timmy B, in honor of our fallen comrade Timmy. But we even competed in the very first competition called Claiming the Fjords Tournament. and the Gents won that and took the title Lords of the Fjords. And you got to remember though, this was back in the day when a one stack of fire would kick you off your gun, so it was pretty challenging.
Fire OP.
Yeah, fire OP. You know, if Cake was prominent back then, they would have they've been having a good
I've
time.
won every tournament
Yeah, probably. Probably.
with all flare guns.
Right.
Just all flares and flamethrowers.
So yeah, it was. So yeah, we you know, from the very first competition, we've participated in pretty much everything, and yeah, you know, everyone likes seeing the Gents name.
Yeah. So you were winning the winners of Claim the Fjord. Now holding the, as said, the Lord of the Fjord. Do you think you may have to defend the title at some point?
We actually lost the title to the Ducks, and this created a little rivalry between us. But you know, it's all good fun in the long run. I've lost track of who holds the title now, and I think most players don't even recall that titles used to be given out. We did, however, beat the Ducks back in February of this year to claim the Sultans of the Sands title. But we lost it again due to some restructuring within the clan and not being able to compete. And as far as I know right now, the Gents don't hold any titles.
Okay, so which titles? There's a community run thing where you can get titles if you take on clans that hold the title on certain maps. That's, for example, Claiming Fjords, and you'll be able to take the title from them. There was a little bit of a question mark hanging over the title system recently, but it does look like it will be coming back in a bit more stable form. But I look forward to that. Do you think the Junks will try again once the new system or better systems in place?
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, Real is on one of our teams, and I think they'd like to go for it. I don't know. It's really up to them. Yeah.
We just formed the first team back on track. It wasn't disarray. We had barely any active people in the first team, and now the second team is more active and better overall, more training. But we have formed officially the first team fully now, which I am a part of, and I think we have a lot of potential. I think at least we will definitely try to get as far as many tournaments.
So you guys did Lethargian, Aerodrome, Cogs, Timmy B. How do you feel that the Junks are doing in this day and age as a competitive team?
Well, I think the Mad Hatters they're competing right now. They're doing Timmy B, Sunday Rumble, and they're doing okay.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they've come a long way from where they used to be as our secondary team. They've come really, really long way. And the Gents team, like Real said, you know, was basically completely disbanded due to restructuring, and they will be coming out with the new team in the next tournaments. And in the past months, it's been real difficult in our clan, and we're still kind of recovering, I guess you could say. Also, a lot of players are getting distracted with other games. Cough Cough, Arcade.
Oh,
Black Salem.
me!
And Town of Salem. Town of Salem.
Don't trust ice. Sorry, I messed up.
And, you know, it makes things more challenging when you're trying to maintain a view of the Gents that the community, and specifically the competitive scene, expect from our clan. So, you know, we have a little bit of work to do with the competitive side. But like I said, I think the Hatters are doing really well, and the new team that we're coming out with, they really do have some potential. We have some really good players on that team, and we're really happy to see them getting going and training and fleshing something out.
Get the drugs flowing, and everything's going to be all right.
How do you see what improvement do you think there will be for the teams of the future comps?
Oh, sorry, what was
how
that?
are you going to improve it?
Oh, improving teams. Real could probably answer this better as far as the new team is concerned.
We will improve it simply by playing a lot together to get the chemistry going. Right now, it's like we all have potential separately, but I feel like we still need to just bond as a team, like the Manhaters have done and like other teams have done. It's normal. It's processes that won't happen like in 2 or 3 days. It's gonna take a few weeks, just say, to really feel like we know each other like family. We're getting there slowly, and I like the 2 pilots we have. I like the crew. I'm confident in this team.
Yeah. As far as I know, both teams are holding bi-weekly practices and then doing skirmishes throughout the week with other clans. The Hatters in particular are really active. I mean, they're constantly doing something, trying to find ways to better their gameplay and their game style. And they take video of their games. Every match is recorded. They review the videos and discuss tactics, problems, ways they can improve, what worked, what didn't, etc., etc. And once the dust is settled, the new team should be at the same level. Doing the same things, working hard together. Basically, right now they're really new, and they need to learn how to mold together. Basically, that's the best way I can put it. And then I'm thinking we should be completely up and running to Gent standards by the time MLG starts. So hopefully, keep your fingers crossed.
When it starts.
Fingers crossed would be the best.
Cross your fingers.
I'm trying not to show any bias, but I gotta support my can.
So, well, we'll see. We're kind of, in this like limbo stage right now, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's not very well known outside the clan, but the Junkermans are the top traders upon our airways. What's the lore behind the Junkermans?
The lore. Lore's hard. No one really knows what's going on with the factions and the adventure mode type of thing, and we were kind of deciding to wait until adventure mode came out to make sure that it fit with the story that we have in our minds. But the basic idea is that the Gents should be like part of the merchant guild. Should be a merchant guild of the mercantile guild faction, and our particular operation is, of course, a monopoly on tea, because we are the gentlemen. And we import it and export it from every corner of the known globe. In order to protect our financial interests, we employ a sizable fleet that safeguards our cargo ships. And while we may find that combat is for the proletariat and maybe even a little barbaric, the tea has to be kept safe by all means, and so
God save the tea.
Tea
it's all
is
about
important for civilized society.
Even in the name of one of our teams.
and
Tea timers.
Anarchy will break out if one does not have tea.
well, And the gents employ members of every race and faction who oversee our business and deals with every civilization, every civilized land. And we work with the natives of their land, and but they ultimately answer to us and to T, and that kind of opens things up to being, having gents be able to play as the different factions within adventure mode, because we're all working together for one common goal, and the T is the symbol of a universal and civilized society. And the skill in making tea embodies all things that a gentleman holds in the highest regard. Patience, skill, subtlety, an appreciation for difference. And additionally, the process of steeping tea is known in all cultures and represents the multicultural aspect of the gentleman. And if you want more backstory, there's a whole, we have a little bit about, Captain Roy and his founding of the gents. We have a little story that goes with that too, to make it more like kind of into the lore. But I don't know. It's all up in the air really, because you don't know what's going to happen with the different factions once adventure mode comes out.
Okay. So, is there a particular kind of tea that the gentlemen import? Or is it like all kinds of tea?
All teas.
Okay. Have you guys got like a is there an official tea for the gentlemen?
No, I don't think so. I guess everyone drinks different types.
Oh, any fine brew is our brew.
Yeah. If it's tea and and you like the taste of it, it came from the gentleman.
Yep.
We wish.
Okay, so what made you guys join the gentleman?
Go ahead, Roy. Crown, you go first.
Yeah, you haven't spoken much.
Yeah.
Well, I did like steampunk. That's how it got me to Guns of Icarus. What happened was, okay, this is true. So, I was on my ship. I think it was the Pyramidion, the Madison Pyramidion, and I was flying it. And I remember Genocide and Jillikan was on my ship, and at times Jillikan was always next to me, and she's just looking at me on the next when I was driving. I was like, you're next to me, and she's like, shh, shh.
Yeah, she was like that.
I know, she's like, shh. And then they started to like my coat, which was the black war room of my avatar. So me, Jilly, and Genocide, we decided we won many matches. So I saw gents. I was like, "What's gent?" And they told me it's a gentleman clan. And I was like, "Is there a way I could get in or join the clan?" And they said, "Yes, you have to sign up
He'll be with me.
at the website." And I asked Genocide to vouch for me because it's better when you have someone to vouch, apparently. So I did. I applied, and then in order to go from applicant to trial, I have to be, I have to play with other gents. So constantly every day, this is before I had a job. This is when I had a job and working part-time. I was playing, I really wanted to join the gents, super bad. So I played about 6 hours a day trying to find a damn gent, and
So
every
bad.
day, I know, I was such
Want to get in?
commitment. I want to get in, such commitment. So I joined. I was playing, every day on Guns of Icarus, about 4 or 6 hours, because I have literally nothing to do, and I finished my homework. So
Okay.
after 2 weeks, I got from trial after 10 reviews. I became a trial, and that time when I started to add, my boss wanted me to add more hours. I started to play not much because I didn't know what my schedule would be for playing with the gents. So I sort of did not make it to become a true gent. I was still in the trial gent for extra 2 weeks because I didn't have enough people to, to review me. So the next time, the next 2 weeks, I knew my schedule, so I started playing with the gents, I really wanted to get in. So after the second time, I got in.
Yeah, we don't make it easy.
Yeah, it's about commitment. That's
It really is. Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, go ahead, Real.
Yes. So, well, the real reason is because the other clans wouldn't take me. But the second reason is that no, I'm just kidding. I didn't apply for any other clans. I got rejected by everyone before you, so you know you're kind of easy to get in. No, but I was playing and I told myself maybe one day I will like later on apply to a clan, but I realized that I felt like I was missing something of the game, that I felt like I needed a real team that I know that I could count on. So I thought like, oh, you know, let's just find one already. And I searched for like the oldest clan, and the gentleman came up, and I searched for if it was a mature one, and they seemed to call themselves mature and respectful, and that's what I wanted in a clan. First of all, not really I didn't really care as much for the skill level as much as I wanted a clan that is at least a bit also they knew what they were doing and that they were respectful. And then I checked their site. I didn't really met anybody of the clan before I decided to apply, and I liked what I saw, so I applied. And eventually, I was trolled by Ice and the gang, as they often do. I don't know if I should say it, telling me as usual like that I was not accepted when it came to my acceptation phase, and then nah, just kidding, you're in. So I became a gentleman.
That was fun. I remember that day. That was fun.
Yeah.
I knew it was fake because I thought like, they're not gonna take all their times like to add me the trial phase and everything just to tell me, you know what? Screw you. I'm sorry, mate. But tough luck.
Good time.
I should answer this one question as well because I am a member of Junk currently. What made me join Junk was I had 3 members of Junk saying, "You should join us," after I left the Cake Clan. And I joined us, and I thought, okay, I like that whole idea of being a nice a lady, just sipping her tea and everything. Yeah, or be gender neutral and have a top hat and a monocle as well while sipping tea in a petticoat. I think that would be awesome. So I joined, and it seemed like that a lot of people already actually knew me. So I was like, okay, yeah, we've already joined in, and yes. And as I understand, I hit the record member of +1.
Yes, I was going to say you have the highest amount of commendation on your
application. Yeah.
I was really proud of it. I was like, and for true gentleman, I got my shot now. And
you were pushing for it. I mean, you were, yeah.
Yeah, she even bribed some people.
Getting on people and bribing. I think I got a few dollars.
Just kidding.
Wait. Are you talking about the applicant or the trial?
Yeah, the application.
Oh, okay.
No,
I still got trial.
Application.
I still got the trial.
Okay, so we talked about why we wanted to join this trend. So the next question, what makes a gentleman?
I would say, first of all, is respect of the gentleman clan, but most of all, even almost as much or more, I would say, the respect of the gaming community you're in at the time. I've seen some people get rejected even though they were very polite to us. They would be impolite or very disdainful to other people that were not in the clan. And as soon as we see this kind of behavior, we reject anybody who will not respect and like others as their equal. Basically, it's what I would call real maturity. It's not just like we are good, but the others we don't care. It's all of us or no one. And it's what I really like about the clan, and it's why I stick to it. Is because it's just respectful people. in general.
There's you know, when you apply, we you know, tell you that, you know, you you have to, you know, be respectful. You know, we want you to be like a gentleman. I mean, what do you think, you know, a gentleman is, and what you know, what is the dictionary, um, the what is the
dictionary definition of the gentleman?
Right, exactly. And you know, what do you think that entails? So, you know, when you're in game, you know, we want you to act like, you know, the definition of a gentleman. You know, we want you to respect others, respect yourself, respect your clan, respect people that aren't in the clan. You know, be nice, be friendly.
Be true to your words as well.
Right. We want you. We want you to be a gentleman through and through. You know, and play, you know, as a gentleman would play, and, you know,
or a lady,
or a lady,
and,
and you know, lay off the foul language. You know, always end a game whether you lost or win with maybe like a GG or something. You know, you know, and you know, it's just a game. You know, and
exactly. Some people learn from that motto in some games.
Some people are like, no game, no life.
Right. There's no reason for you know, people to get butthurt, and you know, it's just so if, you know, it's like, as a gentleman, we embody that, and it's just a yeah, the way the whole clan feels and thinks. And, you know, sometimes, yeah, someone will slip, and then we gotta, like, hey, you know, you messed up, man. But you know, for the most part, you know, the gentlemen are exactly what we say we are, and, you know, we're good people, we're nice, we're friendly. And
I should say that we don't mean being a gentleman in the olden sense, but gentleman in the modern world as well, in the modern way.
Right.
Yeah. In the old days, gentlemen is all it is. They're holding the doors open for the ladies and all that.
Oh, we still do that.
I do have to say that today it's going to be like holding the door open for everyone.
Yeah, little sense of chivalry, I guess you could say.
Yeah. A gentleman in the modern day, respect for others. So that's what we're trying to say.
I also think that being in the game Goaio kind of helped the clan forming, because I noticed that Goaio is probably one of the nicest, even if it's one of the smallest, it's the nicest gaming community I've seen so far. And we keep on hearing it, but it's true. Like in this game, it's one of the rare where people, like 90% of the people you will meet, will not tolerate having a troll or someone who is insulting others. They will literally sometimes not even start a game until they apologize, stop, or leave.
Right.
That's the point where the people in the community are respectful of others. Basically, in other games, you could insult anybody and people wouldn't care. They start a game, they don't give a shit. They just want to play it, and they don't care like what's the attitude about it. And that's one thing that I like about Goaio, and I think that's one of the reasons why the clan was formed around this game. Also, if anybody joins, is interested in joining the clan, we have probably the nicest gamer in any community in our clan. So that should say a lot. Her name starts with B. I'm gonna say what it is, but she's gonna know. She watched the video. And to the other clans, by the way, you're not gonna get her in your dreams. Stop asking her.
She's with us forever.
She's too polite to just say that. So.
Yeah. Okay, so. Oh, I messed Oh, okay. There. That solved that problem, whatever that noise was. So I must ask for some gossip, but nothing better than a spot of gossip to help the tea go down. So, darling, may I ask, what is your favourite map? And why is it your favourite map?
I'll go
Nice.
first. I like fjords. I like that there's enough space for sniping. I'm one of the older gents from the sniping gents, and that's what we used to do. So I like the space for that. But I also like that there's enough like hiding places to get away or flank the other team, or just be sneaky. So fjords is probably my favorite. Yeah.
Okay. Ridiculous, what's your favourite?
I like fjords too, but since it's already been taken, I'm gonna say a Pariton Rumble. I really like it, even though it's very gray and almost depressive if you would stick to it too long. I feel like it has potential for sniping or semi-sniping, I would say, because you can get by, but at the same time, you can force the other people of the other team to go to you or move out because you can go through the buildings, not through, but like around them, and you can just, very go slowly like sharks, and then spot the other ships and go up, and suddenly you can do a barrage, or I mean, there's a lot of potential I feel in Pariton Rumble, and it feels a bit more like a melee map, like a closer range one, and I feel like maps who allow for more melee are a bit more exciting. Like I like sniping, but like if you play a game in Dunes, often what will happen is that it's going to be a sniping match where you see ships just like long range all the time and not moving a lot. And I don't think that's why you buy the game. I think you buy the game for being moving around and like trying to make a trap or getting trapped and being excited and thrilled about hunting the enemy down. I think Pariton does that. And also, I feel like it's a better showmanship of like the skill of the pilots, because you need to navigate around buildings, and it's harder than just going around like a very empty field.
Okay.
So yes,
So, Crime Edition.
Right. Well, it depends, because I'm one of those pilots that would probably adapt to any map. But if it depends. If we're doing, brawling or long range, short range, my favorite would be Battle of the Dunes, because it was the first match I had was in Guns of Icarus in total was Battle of the Dunes. That was like the first match of the first game I ever played on Guns of Icarus. Second, the reason I like Battle of Dunes is because it's a wide open space, so there's a lot of sniping, like I says, because I like using my Stephanie Spire for sniping, and Real knows this because he likes using my heavy flak on the Stephanie Spire. He knows. So, but there's the pros and cons about Battle of the Dunes. One, there's like this huge dust cloud that destroys up to 150 damage a second for your parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It destroys your equipment. Like, it doesn't destroy your hull armor or your balloon. It just destroys the engine of the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it was close range, I would say Pariton Rumble. I would like to either use the Melissa Galleon or the Rachel Squid or the Rose Goldfish. I'm more insane with the squid because I like to ram things with the squid, even though the squid has the weakest hull armor.
officially you shouldn't most of the time. Yeah, but it does work.
I
So
have experienced this.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I remember getting annoyed at Van one time with the squid, ramming this squid.
Don't do it. The hole's down. Don't do it.
no, I can kill them. Then we kill them. Then we die.
You know what
I know.
I do remember flying
Progress.
with Clan one time on the Pariton Rumble, and he was either a squid or a goldfish.
It
And
was-
all he did was just fly towards where the two teams were, and then I flanked them, and that was it. End of story for them.
yeah.
He was just bait. He barely shot many of his guns. He just like through there, boom.
My squid has a Gatling gun in the front and the flamethrower on the side. And what I do is, I strip the hull armor with the Gatling, and I use the flamethrower to keep that hull armor down, because it's either they try to extinguish the fire or try to repair with a mallet. If they repair with a mallet, once it's been rebuilt, the flame is going to capture it, and this Gatling gun will still strip the hull armor. So it'll be a slow death, but it will keep them occupied, and they probably won't shoot guns. And then that's when I go for the ram.
Yeah. And then Spencer got a cup of tea in a mug.
Yes.
Oh, where's the teacup?
It might not be tea.
Oh, come on!
You should have a teacup. Oh, we got his name on it.
Really?
Yeah,
Ooh.
It even has the name on the t-shirt.
Little ego. Yeah.
It's all about...
I'm getting the sense of ego here somewhere.
If it has your name, don't be afraid to show your name in the mug. No, I have a T-shirt that's coming down, and it says it's a Crown thing. You wouldn't understand. And I have another one coming down that says calm down and let Crown handle it. I just had to get it.
So the next question is, what's your favourite shift? We start with Ridiculous.
Favorite ship? I've grown to like a lot the Mobula, more and more, because you can actually have 4 people shooting at all times. Though not all pilots like to go on the Top Gun by jumping. There's like a trick. By the way, if people don't know, there's a trick with the Mobula. You can go at the helm, the wheel, and you can just look upward, like back from you, and you can jump and then press E on the gun at the top, and you will man it basically. And as soon as you press E to drop the gun, you will go back to the helm. So it allows the pilot, if he wants to, of course, to man the gun from time to time. So you can have 4 guns sniping at all times. You can have like a Mercury, 2 Artemis, and let's say an 80s. And that's a lot of disabling and firepower on just one ship. Most ships will only have 2 guns firing at all time. So that's a good trade-off for a ship that doesn't turn that fast and is very easy to shoot for most people. But since it's a sniping ship, it's not that big of a deal that it's a bit bigger than most or easier to hit, because you're often very, very far, and you can use less Mach on all your guns. So maybe the Mercury, it doesn't really need it, and you can have a very good range and basically snipe ships before they come to you. I also like the Goldfish, because it feels like a very well balanced ship. And but my most like just for pure fun ship would be the Galleon, with only watches, because watches, because the watches is like the best gun like in the game, and if you think otherwise, well, you're wrong. And it's just so fun to shoot. And so if you have even if you have a gungeoneer with you and share the fun, it's just a real blast, literally.
Pun intended, right? Yeah.
That pun.
That pun.
So I would say for fun, Galleon, and for potential, I think Mobula.
Okay. We go on to Crown.
That's a. I am an insane pilot. I will fly any ship. I will fly any ship, and if I have a chance, I will ram. So just letting you guys know that. So if you guys are on my ship, I would just want you guys to know, because I love ramming, regardless if it's a squid,
engineers,
or a spire.
Even if it's a spire.
Even if it's a spire.
From upward, I hope it's better.
Camp the hole. Camp the hole.
You better camp the hull and the engines.
Some people don't know it,
You
but
say you would ram with any ship?
Yeah, with any ship.
Just that brings to mind some wrong pictures.
Have you ever rammed with a galleon?
So, do you have a favorite? Do you have one
Yes.
ship there?
Well, originally, my favorite ship is with my galleon, the Melissa Galleon, because it has a very, very strong hull armor, but the maneuverability is a bit slow. But it also has close to the same speed as a Pyramidion. But
it's a very slow acceleration, but it has a very high top speed.
yes. Also, the reason I like this is because you can have one side as long range and the other side a short range. So you can have on the left side a Artemis to disable the weapons. You can have a Lumberjack to destroy the balloon, and a Flak to destroy the permanent hull whenever you have a chance to break the hull armor with the Artemis or a Lumberjack. And then you can have the Carronade or Hwacha on the other side that could also pop the balloons or disable guns, and destroy their hull armor and the permanent hull with the Hwacha. My second favorite is the Squid.
Okay. And then we go to Enchpenter.
Mobula.
Well, okay.
Yeah, for the pretty much the same reasons as Real gave. The ability to have close and long range, all in the front area, and like I said, I like the sniping aspect of the game. So being, if I'm a pilot on that ship, being able to jump up and use maybe, say like if you have a Mercury up there or something. I mean, it can be really deadly in a long distance game, and I really like that. Close second would be the Goldfish, because you can do long range, you can do close range, you can do your blender fish or your lionfish or whatever, and it can be really good shit.
Just don't fly Flakfish.
No, don't.
No Flakfish.
Maybe a lumberfish.
No.
I think about the Flakfish is only if your ally is willing to communicate and do extreme teamwork, because what you could do is you can have a Pyramidian Gatling, double Gat Pyramidian to shoot down their hull armor, and then you can either use a Lotnagar or charged Flak to end them.
Yeah,
but that takes
it requires a lot of teamwork with not just the co-captain, but you have to gun it in on the on the communication. So, because one of the problems, maybe not a problem, but one of the things about Guns of Icarus is you only see when you are doing damage, not what the other team's doing damage. So it will.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see when the hull goes down, but you're not seeing how much damage is being done, so you don't have that sense of timing.
Yeah, it's just.
So it's very common for the Flakfish to miss the shot because they hit the armor instead of the hull because they saw too late that the armor's down.
Well, the only time I actually saw that actually work was I was on the actual Flak Goldfish when it actually happened. I was since our captain left, got connection issues, I decided to take over the ship. And I communicated with him because it didn't work out well, and I told them, okay, you try to strip off their hull armor and we'll kill it with the Flak. But the problem is that we're going to be far away, so you also should need to tank your engines and your hull when you're going to do it. So it barely worked. We barely survived by a 4-5 victory, just 1 point ahead. So it's barely just a lucky combat. But it does work. It just needs some really good communications and teamwork.
Yeah. So the next one is our favorite class, and I'm gonna go start with Crane Munition because I think I already know what it is. It's gonna be pilot.
Pilot.
Engineer, right?
Engineer. Pilot.
Pilot.
So
yeah.
Crown, why do you like pilot? Why?
I just love flying. I like drive wherever I need to operate a machinery. I love to operate the machinery. So if someone asks me to fly a plane without a license, I still do it. But if I just love.
Even if you have to crash it.
Yes, even though I have to crash it.
Remind me not to work that flight.
Ice does not agree.
There's not to be afraid, Ice. I'm a professional level 12 steampunk flying pilot. Okay, don't worry. If I am in the same plane as you, and your pilots have heart attacks, I will take the plane.
Yeah, especially since you like ramming at every opportunity.
Being allowed.
Okay. And Spencer, what's your favorite class and why?
I really, really enjoy playing the gunner, but my main class is the engineer, and the engineer, the ship depends on your ability to keep everything up and running, and it makes the games feel like they move faster when you're constantly running around and repairing things. So, for me, there's more activity when you're the engineer than if you're the gunner. But I really like, the sniping. I like shooting things. I like seeing the red hit markers. And as an engineer, a main engineer, for example, you're not going to see that all that often. And the big explosions in the air, you only really get to see that as the gunner or the pilot maybe. So yeah, engineer really, but yeah, gunner I really like.
Yeah, and ridiculous.
Yeah, so because I really like the mechanic of chem cycles, I basically decided I like it so much that I couldn't stand like doing it too much. It would like blow my mind. So I decided to go for gunner. It's it's
those chem cycles, man. Then when the stupid AI,
fun for me.
the stupid AI comes up and rotation.
Oh, it kills us so bad too.
Okay, no, the real reason why I really like gunner is because I'm lazy and you just have to stand there and shoot stuff. So no. The real reason is because well, I have a slightly better aim than some people, I guess, and I just decided that I would get good at it. I actually sucked a lot at first with most guns, and to my surprise, I got better, even with the 80 sometimes, and even with the lumberjack, and well, with most guns, and also because I lag a lot, and playing pilot and playing engineer would be slightly less optimal, to be frank. But yeah, I feel more at home being gunner.
Okay.
Just feels more like me.
Yep. Favorite weapons. We start with let's go with Spencer.
Flare gun. By far and forever, the flare gun is my absolute favorite. I mean, you can't do a lot with it, but, sticking a 20 stack on the balloon and then immediately follow it up with the hole.
For the trolling or for the utility? For the trolling.
I absolutely love the flare gun. Otherwise, I mean, if you want to be more, utilitarian, the Hwacha on certain ships is a lot of fun.
26 of Hellfire.
Yeah, but that 20 stack, oh, I love it every single time. You see that green light up on their balloon, and you're like, yeah.
The green light of victory exploding your balloon.
I absolutely love the flare. The Artemis is good, too. I like the Artemis. Used to be a lot better, but...
And it had a nerf recently,
yeah,
but it didn't turn as fast. And
right.
not as fast.
But I like the Artemis. I like the being able to, snipe out components and stuff. But yeah, flare gun all the way, 100%.
Okay. Ridiculous.
Mine is definitely the Hwacha, the Manticore. To the point where if I'm on with my crew and they don't have Hwachas and you do on the other ship, I might actually switch ship.
Trader.
He's done that. He's done that.
Fired.
He's done that. He literally
has
done that.
Yeah.
He does that. He was on my ship.
Switch ship just so that I would stick.
I remember I was on my ship and I was like, as he was saying, I want the hatch swaps, and I'm like, okay, here's one, and then he joined my ship.
No, there was one time when I was using the Pyramidian, and he saw that the enemy team had a Hwacha, and all of a sudden, we've been full Chenchu to a 3-gen and a regular person crew.
Yeah, it's just so much fun to shoot. Like the loading is like the anticipation of the shoot and the sound, and when it shoots, like it's a like power, and it's rockets. Who doesn't like rockets and fireworks? And
the guy who's on the enemy team.
Yes, you can snipe with it. That's what I like. You can even load heavy and get better at it, and actually snipe components from very far. So It's
Whenever-
more versatile than people think it is, and it's good for finishing if the guy is red and he's being fired at. I mean, it can not the best finisher, but it's still better than most.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time, if Real's on the opposite team, I'll just keep remembering to snipe his Hawaches out. That's one thing. If Real's on the enemy team and there's a Hawacha, I
But
will
if
snipe it out.
To your ship, though,
Yeah, okay.
you can disable the whole ship with it. It's a blast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Crown, favorite weapon.
2, Mercury Field Gun and the Heavy Flak, because when their Holomers down, they have to like really kick some butt. Like if you just put a Lotnagar, if there's a Pyramidian and their Pyramidian hull is just down, hit it with the lock Heavy Flak, they're done. They're just absolutely done.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when they put it on the when we kill them, you can hear in the chat saying what just happened. I was like lock flag OP.
What the?
Hashtag lock flag.
Yeah,
OP.
I have that. I remember when I started with a spiral build, which is literally 3 Gatling guns and a flat gun.
That's
And
golden
I have all engineers, with one of the engineers being on the gunner with a Lockshocker. And I tell them, hold that fire. Don't fire until you see red. And then, boom.
So-
The only time that a ship can survive a Loch flak gun is a galleon. It takes 2 shots. All the other shots, it's 1 hit KO if, like, once that armor goes down.
Actually, there was one time I was on my squid, and I knew that there was a fire that had the Lotnagar flag, and we barely survived by like 3 of us tanking, and once he fired that Lotnagar shot, not only repaired it fully, but it took a Holomer down, and it took 50% off of our permanent hull. So that lock flak is very powerful. You could probably kill a squid with 2 lock flaks, and that's it.
Yep. What lores would you like to see made fleshed out or made Kenyan? You guys take a pick.
That's hard.
Are you talking about the Flight of Icarus or the Adventure mode?
We're talking in general, Guns of Icarus, or what lore would you like to see fleshed out? Either before the adventure mode or during flash mode. What would you like
weapons?
to look forward to?
Like the weapons?
No, the lore.
Lores.
Oh,
The
no.
lore behind faction, behind the story behind the
story.
weapons.
Oh, sorry about
things like that.
It's hard. But as a gent, I think we would all like to see the mercantile faction work in conjunction with our own lore. But we'll have to see when Adventure Mode more info about the factions comes out, and how it all works out with the different the different factions, how they flush out, and etc. But we strive to be the sole traders of tea, and we'll protect each leaf as if it was our own child. So
You hope to see a very good linking like that.
it'd be nice if it linked up with what we have already have in our minds. But if not, then we'll figure something out once more info comes. But yeah, I would like to see the mercantile faction work more in conjunction with our own story, because it's basically what we do. I mean, we're traders, and that's
Okay.
I think.
So you guys agree?
Yes, definitely.
I mean, that's a hard question. Eh.
Okay, so now being a gentleman, one must have a very refined taste for tea. What's your favourite tea to sip? Ridiculous.
I don't have a favorite. Any that I like, I will take. I don't know sadly enough actually tea to have a favorite, but I will almost try any. Most will be okay with me.
Okay, for me, it's Redos Rios tea, which is sort of like an African herb.
Rubios.
Hmm?
Rubios.
Rubios, I'm told. It's a sort of African herbs, and I really like that flavour, but it's also not caffeinated. It's naturally not caffeinated, so there's, I can have it at night and not worry about being kept awake all night. So, and Spencer.
I'm pretty open to alls. I'm not a big fan of like green tea, but I mostly switch between English breakfast, Irish breakfast, or Earl Grey, both with milk and 2 sugars, the way it's supposed to be, you know. Yeah, I'm open. You know, there's some fruit teas that I don't mind too much. Peppermint tea's nice.
Well, I actually have read into tea. The proper way to have tea is you have to have the leaves.
You're gonna upset a
You
lot
have
of
to
it.
have the leaves in the cup. Leaves in the cup in a strainer. And as soon as the water boiled, you pour it straight in.
And you shouldn't have the water. You should just have.
You should have it boiling. You must have it steaming hot, and pour it straight into the cup. And you should stir it lightly, and then the tea taken out, and it should be had as is. No sugar, no milk. That's supposed to be the correct way of drinking tea. Having said that, I prefer sugar and milk.
Aunties would say no sugar, no milk.
I learned how to drink tea from an English woman, so I'm not gonna argue with her, and that's the way I like it.
You've been schooled.
Crown, what's
The way
your
it
favorite
is.
tea?
Like real, I will try any tea, but if it was my favorite tea, it would be like the first tea I actually tried, which was chamomile tea, because it's really good. You can actually eat the flowers. My mom told me that. Chamomile tea is always great because you don't need sugar or honey. It's always sweet. The flower's sweet. You know, you don't need to put it. I like the color, which is yellow. You know. What?
I like
But-
it because it's yellow.
Okay, so your favorite color is yellow, huh?
No, not my favorite color is yellow. It's just that it also tells you when it's perfectly brewed, like greatly brewed. You don't want to have it too yellow, or else it's gonna
Tastes like
it's gonna be it would taste a bit different. You just want it to get like a good, decent color, and it's because when you get the perfect time, you actually taste like the sweetness of the flowers kicking in, so you don't have to put any sugar. And I learned this from my my mom. She made me learn how to make tea because she's like, you know, tea is great for if you have visitors because, you know, it's not expensive, and, you know, people like tea, and it's actually good for your tea is actually good for your digestive system. It's good for, you know, it's good for your body. It
You
cleans
look
your body.
distinguished. You offer tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have about 1 minute left. And I'm going to quickly go through the Twitch chat. There was something that Tora asked for a tour of Spencer's
Do we really want?
Spencer's room. even I say no, not on stream. No, I could have this gonna be on the internet, and I don't think I want anyone knowing how to stalk Spencer. So No
If
tour.
you see my room, you probably see there is no floor but cables and clothes, and you're probably gonna see. Let's hope
Yeah.
there's not even a living thing in there.
You can see like my assortment of like Star Wars goodies. but-
Judging from the pictures in the background, I think you might like Star Trek.
What Star Trek?
What the hell?
Okay.
What?
I mentioning about no Spencer themes.
Oh,
Crown,
yeah. That
no game, no life.
The Ice Pressure theme is
Oh,
it's the sirens, and I'm surprised too that we haven't heard any, because usually I get at least one go by every like 15 minutes or so, and we've gone an hour. I haven't heard any. It's kind of a it is the weekday. Yeah, it's
Because
not
he's
Sunday.
finding SID technology in his basement, and they know it.
Pretty
It's
amazing.
super
Pretty
loud.
amazing that we haven't heard any sirens. So
wait, Abby, you said no game, no life, right? On the Twitch
Yeah.
comment, right? Oh. The name it was just a reference of No Game No Life. It's an anime series that I watched. Me and Tora watched. It's
Okay.
good. It's a good anime.
Okay.
You guys will.
Yeah. Do you think the Mile High Club should be lowered to Gildos?
To what?
To what?
That's the question.
Gliders?
Do you think the Mile High Club should be lowered to Gildos?
Glider.
Gliders?
Gliders?
Yeah.
I'm blind.
What?
Um,
No, I'm dyslexic. I moved the L from.
I mean, if you, it depends on the type of glider, really. If it has a big enough cockpit, then yeah, why not? But if you,
I think it'd probably be more like remote control.
it's like a hang
Right.
glider, I mean, possible. but That's
Most serious
Yeah, okay.
question ever.
Okay, I'm going to extend this show a little bit just to get these two last questions in. What's your memorable moments within the clan?
Real, you should go first.
yeah. Real should go first.
Why should I go first? Because you don't have to say.
I do. But
I have my answer ready. If I mean, I'll go. So, my probably most memorable moment would have to be during the last sale, because we had this like huge influx.
I think you'll be talking not the sale, but the one before that, when we had a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah, the Angry Joe sale, right? So
Yeah.
it was that sale. Now I'm kind of in charge of like the membership and the application process of people getting into the guild. I'm in charge of like the new people, and for me it was just like this crap ton of work just thrown onto my shoulders. And I got it. It felt like it was going on forever and ever and ever. And I was like, make it more expensive, because I can't deal with it.
wait, I sort of made it worse when in 3 days I actually recruited up to 22 more
Yeah,
people.
I think I used bad words with you.
You're like we need recruitments for this, and then all of a sudden we had like 56 people
But there was
going applicants, and then I made it worse by adding 22.
we had up to 63 applicants, and it was just like, for me, it's a lot of work. I do a lot behind the scenes with the gents, and but that was so much work. Unfortunately, not everyone that applied, fit with the clan's ideas, and we did turn down the majority of those people. But oh man, probably most memorable. It was so much work.
Okay, memorable moments with Nicholas?
Yep. Well, mine was like more of a one-on-one thing with one of the members of the clan, and it was very quick. But we basically, I'm not gonna say too much, but we basically acknowledged that we like playing with each other, and that we were part of the reason while the other was like on the competitive team, and I just like the feeling of camaraderie I had with that person, and in a less personal way, the best moments, or I should say moments, is basically whenever a lot of us in one game, whether it's Go.io or Town of Salem or whatever, and we're just having a good time, all like laughing, playing together. It's the reason why I like the clan. Basically. So
Okay.
whenever that happens, I really like it.
Okay, and Crown?
I have a lot. I do have a lot because.
Pick one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I pick one. We're short of time. We're gonna open now.
Okay. I got one. Okay. So apparently this happened while I was a trial gen. So we were on my Pyramedian ship and we were making jokes, and then I went on to tiptoe the Pyramidian, and then I was looking through the spyglass to see if there's any enemies. I turn around, and Shore was behind me, and he was putting on the Titanic theme song. And he's like, "I'll never let you go, Crown." I was like, "Oh, come on! This is not now.
I remember that.
There's two enemies that are just trying to ram us right now, and you're doing the Titanic theme? What the hell?" He's like, "I'll never let you go, Crown."
Yeah, I was on that ship too. I was
Yeah.
Fly.
And then he had the audacity to put it on my trial application, saying, "I'll never let you go, Crown. I swear." I was like, "God damn it, Shore!
Of course.
God damn it, Shore!"
Okay. Everyone has opinions about what can be done about the game, so we all have some sort of ideas. What ideas would you guys like to see in games soon?
Oh, I know.
Go for it. Go for it, Spencer.
Ship-to-ship boarding.
Yes.
No!
Yes.
I have specifically said no, Borden. No,
I did
you are
it
now
with 2
sacked.
galleons.
In your dreams.
I
it's
did it
never-
with 2
just kidding.
galleons. Actually.
I'm just kidding. I absolutely hate that idea, and I'm glad that Muse stands with me on never implementing that. So no ship-to-ship boarding.
No,
But,
shut Borden.
yeah.
You're not even supposed to mention it on my stream.
Well, now
Jetpacks.
what I would like to see though, and I got shot down at the last fireside chat, was multiple tags made available to clans.
Yeah,
know,
I can get behind that, especially the some
Before-
clans. just have-
Before the in-game clan system, the gents used different tags to classify where a member stood in the ranks. We used agent for applicant, T-gent for trial gent, and gent for true gents. And this allowed our members to better know who had applied to the game and in what stage they currently were before becoming a full true gent.
It would help a lot.
It
okay.
would really make my life easier as a membership guy, and it would help our clan members know, okay, where do these players fit within our clan?
Yeah.
Because with everyone having the same clan tag, it's like, and then you may have, an applicant who is, he doesn't really fit, but he's carrying the gent tag, and it makes us look bad.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's better that we have, separate, clan tags available to us. That's what I would like to see.
Yep. Okay. Ridiculous.
Oh, nothing. Just I can't wait for the whole faction thing and story. But I just like the chem cycling mechanic and buffing mechanic so much that I would like it to change a bit because I like it so much. It's I just feel like personally that it might make some new people who joins the game feel like it could be better. That's the only mechanic so far in the game that I feel like could change. It's like the whole you have to turn around on your ship and and just like cam stuff.
Distraction. You let go of the crown.
I like the ship race for the. You remember the Team BB that had that squid race?
Yeah.
I like that idea to have like a ship race while there's like a certain have like a ship race for different maps. When we did the Timmy B, I don't know. I don't think it was really organized because when I was looking at the course, it was literally hand drawn of where you need to go. So when I tried to do the race, some people were like, "Sorry, that wasn't a lap." I'm looking at the map. I'm like,
Where am I going?
"Where am I going?" Yeah. So, but the
Tell you
second
your
one
checkpoints.
is, I want the Tesla cannon from Flight of Icarus on Guns of Icarus, if we can. Like, we can have the Tesla cannon for like 1 bullet and let it reload for about 30 seconds. Because when I was playing Flight of Icarus, there was a Tesla cannon, and it was really good. What I think we could do is it could do 1 shot and disable like every single thing for like a certain amount of time, but kicks it back again in about 10 or 15 seconds.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. So, clock chime. We must return to our carriages for our ladies or gentlemen. Wait for us. So we bid farewell to the ridiculous Inchmancher and Crown Magician.
Bye.
Bye bye.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Next week we meet.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Icebreaker!
Yeah.
Okay. Random dot time. Okay, next we meet
Batman.
with the members from the Windsor Delicacies. Hi, Hengers and Franklin. From me, everywhere, I wish sweet dreams. Good night.
Bye.
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 I'm Batman.